Which side are you on? This is the Daily Dozen, presented by Champions Round.
What is up, everyone? Daily Dozen is back. I'm joined by Eagle Dan FF. We have made it through the week. We got through baseball, a couple of days of just baseball. We finally have some football back. How are you doing, Dan?
Doing great. I know how much you despise baseball, so it's really good to have a nice full weekend of football to look forward to.
It's very exciting, although it is obviously the last preseason game, so maybe not as exciting as what we are about to prepare for in the coming weeks with week one. But we are going to get into Daily Dozen new slate for both games. Spoiled us a little bit here. And I'm looking forward to it. If you guys want to play with us, you guys can go into the App Store, download Champions Round. If you use Daily Dozen, the promo code, you will get a $10 bonus. And that is essentially your first free entry to play against us. I've had a decent week, so hopefully we can keep that rolling. We'll see how that goes. No promises. Absolutely. No promises here.
Just take the free money and win some more money for free.
Yeah. $12 to $1,200. Free money. All right. This is an interesting, starting off with Packers versus Chiefs. Total points, 36.5. What are you thinking here, Dan?
So 36.5, and it's tough because usually the third preseason game, the starters have pretty much been locked in, and it's just, the last chance for some of the back of the roster guys to earn jobs or get spots. So I expect, the quality of the play won't be as great as what we're used to, but I think everyone's going to play super hard to try to get that 53rd, 52nd spot on the roster. But I'm going to go with the under on this. I just think that, with the third stringers playing on both sides, I just think that there won't be enough points to get to the over on this. I'm saying, if it were the starters, obviously they would smash the over, but with it being the bottom of the roster guys going into the third preseason game, I just don't see it where they'll get to this point total. Yeah,
this is an interesting one as far as these totals have gone. The worst odds you can find there, or somewhere you can find a 39.5. That I would absolutely smash the under on that. It looks like everyone, as far as Vegas goes, percent of the monies, percent of the bets are all on the over here. I'm tempted to lean with you and be a brat and fade the public because that's how I roll. But I have seen these games, so I feel like anything could really happen here. I will ride with Vegas on this one and likely regret it. But let's see what we got for number two. Looking at Kansas City Chiefs, total points 17.5.
So I think that the Chiefs will be the under team for the total points. I'll probably take the Packers over, but I just like the Chiefs, again, with the total points with the third string going on, I just don't see where the points are going to come from for this game. I just think that the third string, receiving core offensive line is just not good for the Chiefs. So I'm going to go the under here.
I am really torn. This is a pretty low number. Probably could get in here by this hook, but I am going to lean the over. Why don't I just go ride the wave here and maybe take the overs for these points. Looking at Green Bay, got 18.5. A little high if we're going to be taking the under. What are you thinking? Obviously the under, or you can do over.
I'm actually going to go the over on the Packers one for this. I think that the Packers just claimed a couple of receivers off the waiver wire, so they're going to want to see, what they can do. I just think that, Romeo the Dobbs might play a little bit. The rookies might play a little more. So I just think that the second tier talent that they're going to be putting out there is a little bit better than what the Chiefs have. So I'll say the over for this one.
Yeah, I think that they still have some talent to evaluate, and this is going to be an important game for a lot of those guys, especially the ones that are fighting for roster spots. I don't know about that Jordan Love. Not a lot of rhyme or reason for it, but I think I'm going to take the under here. I'm starting to become a little bit of a brat about Green Bay outside their defense, but that's nothing new for me here. Let's look at speaking of that Jordan Love guy, total passing yards 153.5. You would have to pay me a lot of money to take the over. So I'm going to go under here. Even last game against the Saints, he had 113 yards for one touchdown. 153. I don't know about that. It seems like a freebie. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a little high for how much I think that Love is going to actually play. Even when he does play, it's not like he's like destroying the world with how he plays quarterback. So I just feel like this is like a really high number for him. So I'm going to take the under here.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys are a little bit confused with these because you're not going to find props like this everywhere, it's because you need to download the Champions Round app and play Daily Dozen with us. If you use the code Daily Dozen, it will get you a free entry. And we have both games on the slate, so check it out. Here's a guy that you might know, or whatever Collinsworth says. Mr. Romeo, total receiving yards. Does he go by Dubs or Dobbs? Did anyone decide to be asked?
I think it was Dobbs.
Dobbs. Okay, Romeo Dobbs.
Clarified it was Dobbs, yeah.
Fair. Love it. Total receiving yards, 28 and a half. This is an interesting one here. He had, I think, 3 for 24 last game. A little high for me. I think that if there is as much excitement, coming out about him from the camp, you might see them not using him as much this game. I think 24-25 is probably the sweet spot again, like he did last game. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think, based on his play that he's done this preseason and how, the coaching staff and Aaron Rodgers has talked about him, it seems like a safe bet that Dobbs is probably going to be one of the starting receivers come week 1 for the Packers. So, like you said, I just don't see him in the third preseason game if he's lined up to start. How much work is he actually gonna do? So I think, like you said, 25-26. I see that maybe he breaks off like a really long one to get the over here, but I'm pretty comfortable taking the under here as well.
Yeah, I think a lot like this week is really on like who's getting those last couple spots on the roster and really figuring out guys and what you have and where they fit in your depth chart. So for me, I think he could end up being a pretty vital piece. I don't know about vital, but he's definitely going to be involved in this offense. So I think that, people start to get caught. Coaches are going to start getting cautious to like what guys they're also putting in, because we've seen what happens when you play your starters. Brian Dable gets Kayvon Thibodeau hurt, and then but that's me projecting onto them.
That was not Dable's fault.
I know it's not. It's not Dable's fault at all. I actually think it's awesome that he played the starter. So that's just me again, just being myself. So Justin Watson, total receptions 1.5.
I mean, like the over, like he's probably going to play a large amount of the game, because he's not like one of the starters, so they're going to give the backups a lot of playing time. So I expect him to get, two receptions in this game.
Yeah, I think 2 is pretty fair, especially when you saw guys like Powell getting 4. He had 2 last game for 53 yards, averaging, I think over is easy. These 1.5, it really, again, like only takes 2 here. So I'm with you on this one. I'm going to take the over. All right, next game, we've got 49ers versus the Texans. Total points, 41.5. That number is a little high. I think you can still find it some places at 39. But looking at 40.5 is where it's at right now, actually. So, this is interesting. And the money's 50-50. Or is that the bets? Yeah. Percent of the bets is 50-50. Interesting here. No one knows what's going to happen. I'm going to take the over. Why not? Sounds fun. What are you thinking?
I mean, it's Jeff Driscoll versus Brock Purdy. So, yeah, sure, take the over. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Let the QBs throw, go for it.
Yeah.
Over.
Have fun, boys. Okay, San Francisco 49ers. Do we give them the 22? I'm starting to feel like this game is going to be an under, but I don't know. I'm changing my mind. 22.5 seems like a lot there.
It is a lot.
That's a lot of points.
I've already dedicated myself to this being the Brock Purdy show, this game. So I'm going to go over on this.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll do it. Yeah. You know what? Reasonable starters to have out there when you're playing against like third stringers. So that's okay. Houston Texans, 19.5. Well, why don't we take the over for this too?
Yeah.
And ride that wave.
Go for it.
We got your boy, your lock of the day.
Boy.
TDP. This is going to be his new nickname on every day's draft day. Total rushing yards, 30.5. Talk to me. Why is this your lock of the day?
I mean, I my lock of the day because, like we said before, for the other game, this is going to be the game where, you're going to get the rookies from a lot of people that you expect, to want to develop. And TDP has received some really good reviews in camp. Like they don't project him to be the starter because Elijah Mitchell is still there. But I think that he could definitely have a role in this offense if he performs well. So I think it's going to be on him to have a good rushing game against some backups. And based on how he does in this game, I can see him getting some playing time when the season comes around. So I think that's going to motivate him to go over for this.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Last game, 10 carries, 41 yards, averaging 4.1. I'm with you. I think I'll take the over. Maybe they don't give him 10, but I think it's enough for him to get over that 30.5. So I will follow you on your lock of the day. And here comes my lock of the day, which is ridiculous and a freebie. So I took the easy route here. And I'm taking the under Davis Mills total passing yards, 151.5. There is no way that they're keeping Davis Mills in long enough to get 151.5 passing yards. Do you disagree with me?
Absolutely not. That's like a half. They're not keeping him in for a half.
Yeah,
there's no
that's
way.
Ridiculous. Obviously, Champions Round hates Davis Mills and is under the impression that he is going to be in that long, which I don't think we're going to see Mr. Davis Mills. Someone that I'm very excited for though this season. But again, like he is their starting quarterback, so it would be ridiculous and a malpractice playing him. Yes, he had 96 yards last game. 10 for 7. Yeah, not happening. So I'm smashing the under here. If he does go over this, beautiful. Love that for Davis Mills, but not for my money. And our last bet, we have another one of, another friend of the show, one of our favorites here, Mr. Nico Collins, or at least my favorite. I forget if Dan likes him or not.
I do. I do like Nico Collins.
Total receiving yards, 31.5. What are you thinking? Because I'm thinking they might want to keep Mr. Collins healthy.
Yeah.
Although he did go over this number. This is tough because he could get
around where I think, this is about around where I think he's going to go. So it could go either way. But I really think it depends on how much time they spend with like the quote unquote starters out there. Really.
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon Cooks is going to play much, if at all. So Nico might be the de facto number one for this game. Yeah. So I think in that respect, if he plays maybe 2-3 series, he can get over. So I'm going to lean over on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if, they play him one series and then he's out. But I'm going to lean over.
I'm going to take the under just because actually the Texans are not smart enough to not play him. I'm going to take the over. I lied. The Texans are going to keep Nico Collins in, which they shouldn't feel the need to here. I will take the over. Don't feel great about it, though. This one, I'm not sure. This might be one where when I go to submit mine, this is a smart number here. I think that he could very well fall. We could see like a 28, 29 out of him because there's really no reason to keep him in the game, I think, past that. But 31.5 just isn't much. So let's take the over. I'm with you on that. And that's it for today. That's beautiful. Daily Dozen is done. We will be recording Every Day is Draft Day, our season premiere. We have not had a full-length episode in a very long time. I'm so excited to talk. We're season 2. You're right. It is season 2. Oh, my goodness. So excited. So we're going to go through a couple of the hot topics, and then we'll get to some mailbag because I know everyone has questions. It's redraft season. But be sure, before you go do that, before you tune in, go follow us on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram. Go follow us on YouTube. If you're in the YouTube, give us a like, comment. And what am I missing here? Download the app and play against us. It's fun. You get to track people on the leaderboard. You can make fun of each other. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Adds a whole other layer to it. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Everyone have a good Thursday. We are out.
See ya.